Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Jason.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. We're so happy to have you with us today.
Yes, today's episode is a powerful one. We're talking about how to speak fast, speak clear, and speak real in English.
This is something many English learners want. They say, I want to sound like a native speaker. But sometimes it's hard, right?
Exactly. Some learners speak too slowly. Others try to speak fast, but they lose clarity. And some don't sound natural because they're thinking too much about grammar or pronunciation.
That's why today we're going to break it all down. We'll talk about when and how to speak fast, how to stay clear, and how to sound real and natural in everyday English.
We'll also share tips, small practice exercises, and a lot of encouragement. So, if you're someone who wants to speak English more confidently and naturally,
then this episode is just for you.
Let's get started. All right, Julia. Let's talk about the real problem. Why do so many English learners struggle when they hear fast, real English?
Great question. One big reason is listening. In school, many students learn slow and clear English. But in real life, people speak quickly, use slang, and connect words. It sounds very different.
Exactly. For example, in school you learn, "How are you?" But in real conversation, someone might say, "How are ya?" or "How you doing?"
And if you're not used to that, it sounds like a whole new language. Another reason is lack of real-world practice. Learners often study grammar or vocabulary, but don't practice listening or speaking with native speed.
Right. They might speak slowly and carefully, which is okay for beginners. But at some point, they need to level up and practice faster, real conversations.
Also, many learners are afraid of making mistakes, so they stop, think too much, and speak very slowly. That's not how natural English works.
Yes, real English is not perfect. Even native speakers pause, use filler words, or make small grammar mistakes. But they keep going. The goal is flow and connection, not perfection.
And finally, learners often don't know how to train their ears and mouths for fast English. They need to listen to native speakers, copy their rhythm, and practice speaking with speed and clarity.
We'll teach all of that today. But first, it's important to know, if you struggle to understand or speak fast English, you're not alone. It's normal, and you can improve with the right practice.
So true. We're here to help you every step of the way.
Okay, Julia. Now let's get into the first part of our topic. Speak fast. Should English learners try to speak fast?
Great question. I would say yes and no.
Haha, that sounds confusing. Can you explain?
Of course. Speaking fast can be good because it helps you sound more fluent. But if you speak fast without control, it can sound messy. People may not understand you.
Exactly. Some learners try to copy native speed too early. They speak fast, but they lose pronunciation and grammar. The result? It's hard to understand them.
Yes, speaking fast is not the goal. The goal is speaking naturally. Fast speaking is part of natural English, but it comes after clarity and confidence.
Let's give an example. Say this slowly first. I'm going to go to the store. Now, say it faster. I'm going to go to the store.
Nice. That's a good example. Native speakers say gonna instead of going to. It's faster, but also natural and clear.
So the key is not just speaking fast. It's learning the rhythm, the connected speech, and the right expressions.
Right? And it's okay to start slow. If you're a beginner or still building confidence, focus on being clear and correct first.
Then, once you're comfortable, you can slowly increase your speed. Think of it like learning a song. First, you learn it slowly. Then, you sing it faster with feeling.
Beautiful example. So here's our simple rule for learners. Speak clearly first, then build speed with practice.
Yes, and remember, fast does not mean fluent. Fluent means natural, smooth, and easy to understand.
Exactly. So, should you speak fast? Eventually, yes, but only when you're ready with the right tools and lots of practice.
And we're here to help with that. Now let's talk about something just as important as speed: clarity. Julia, what does it mean to speak clearly in English?
Good question. Speaking clearly means that people can understand you easily. You don't have to speak slowly, but your words need to be pronounced well and with the right rhythm.
Exactly. And here's the key: clear does not mean robotic. Many learners try to pronounce every word perfectly, but it sounds unnatural. Like, I am going to the store.
Haha, yes. That sounds like a robot. It's too stiff. A clear speaker still connects words, uses natural tone, and sounds human. Like this. I'm going to the store. It's smooth, but every word is still easy to understand.
Yes. So, how can learners speak more clearly?
First, practice the sounds of English. Some sounds don't exist in other languages, like then, think, or this. If you don't practice them, they can be hard to hear or say.
Second, use the right stress and intonation. In English, we don't stress every word. We stress the important ones. For example, I'm going to the store. We stress store because it's the key word.
Yes. And we also need to be careful with word endings. Many learners drop the final sounds, like S or ed. But that can change the meaning. I walk and I walked are very different.
That's a big one. So remember, say your endings, even if you speak quickly. That helps you stay clear.
Another good idea is to record yourself. Speak a few sentences, then listen. Do you sound clear? Would a native speaker understand?
And don't be afraid to ask for feedback. If someone says, "Sorry, what did you say?" it might mean you need to slow down or open your mouth more when speaking.
Also, practice speaking in chunks, not word by word. Say it like this. Want to grab some coffee? That sounds real, smooth, and still clear.
So, to sum it up, clear speech means using good sounds, natural rhythm, and speaking with feeling. Not like a robot.
And the best part? You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be understood.
Exactly. Speak from your heart. Speak clearly. That's the real power of English. All right, Julia. We've talked about speaking fast and clear. Now, let's talk about something many learners wonder about speaking real English. What does that mean exactly?
Great question, Jason. Speaking real English means speaking like real people do every day. Not just textbook English, but the language you hear in movies, on the street, and with friends.
Yes. Real English includes things like idioms, slang, contractions, and natural rhythms. For example, instead of saying, "I am going to do it," real people often say, "I'm gonna do it."
Exactly. Or instead of I do not know, people say I don't know, or even shorter, dunno.
Right. And real English is also about linking words together. Native speakers don't pause between every word. They connect sounds, like, "What do you want?" Sounds like, "What you want?"
That's true. And it's not just about words. It's about emotion and rhythm. Real speakers use their voice to show feelings, excitement, surprise, doubt, or happiness.
For example, if someone asks you, "Are you coming?" and you want to say yes excitedly, you might say, "Yeah, for sure," with energy and a smile.
Yes. So speaking real English means you sound natural and comfortable. It's okay if you don't say everything perfectly or formally.
And the good news is, you can practice real English. Listen to native speakers in movies, podcasts, or music. Try to copy their style and expressions.
Also, don't be afraid to use contractions and everyday words. They make your speech more natural.
So, speaking real English is about being yourself, using natural expressions, and connecting with people.
That's right. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real.
Julia, now that we've talked about speaking fast, clear, and real, let's look at some common mistakes learners make when trying to do all three.
Great idea, Jason. Mistakes are part of learning, and knowing them helps us fix them faster.
First big mistake, speaking too slowly because of fear. Some learners think speaking slow means they'll be understood better.
True, but speaking too slow can sound unnatural and make conversations feel awkward. The fix? Try to find a comfortable middle speed, not too fast, not too slow.
Second mistake, losing clarity when speaking fast. People rush, mumble, or skip important sounds.
Right. For example, dropping the ending s or ed can confuse listeners, like saying he walk instead of he walks. The fix is to practice pronunciation and remember to say those endings clearly.
Third mistake, overthinking grammar while speaking. Learners get stuck trying to be perfect, and it slows them down.
Yes, the fix is to focus more on communication and meaning rather than perfect grammar. It's okay to make small mistakes.
Fourth mistake, not practicing enough with real English. Many learners only study from books and miss out on natural conversation.
Exactly. The fix? Listen to podcasts, watch shows, and speak with native speakers or friends. Real practice helps you learn real English.
Finally, a common mistake is fearing mistakes. Learners don't want to speak fast or real because they're afraid of being wrong.
And the fix is a simple mindset change. Mistakes are a sign you're learning. Don't be afraid. Keep speaking, keep improving.
So to recap, speak at a natural speed, keep clarity, don't overthink grammar, practice real English, and embrace mistakes.
Perfect. If you focus on these fixes, your speaking will improve fast.
All right, Julia, now it's time for a little practice. We want to help our listeners feel the difference between speed and clarity.
Yes, I love this part. Practice makes perfect, and doing it out loud really helps.
Here's the plan. I'll say a sentence slowly and clearly first. Then I'll say it faster, but still try to stay clear. Julia, you'll repeat after me. Listeners, join us.
Sounds fun. Let's do it.
Okay. First sentence. I am going to the park. Now, faster and more natural. I'm gonna go to the park. Your turn, Julia.
I'm gonna go to the park.
Nice! Listeners, say it too.
Let's try another one. Slow and clear. Can you help me with this? Faster and more natural. Can you help me with this?
Good. Your turn, Julia.
Can you help me with this?
Great! One more. Slow. What do you want to eat? Faster. What you wanna eat?
What you want to eat?
Perfect. Listeners, keep practicing these at home. Try both slow and fast versions. Find your balance between speed and clarity.
Remember, don't rush too fast that people don't understand you. And don't be so slow you lose natural flow.
Exactly. Practice makes your English sound both clear and real. Julia, now let's share some effective techniques listeners can use to train themselves to speak fast, clear, and real.
Great! The first technique is shadowing. This means you listen to a native speaker and try to repeat what they say at the same time.
Right. Shadowing helps with rhythm, speed, and pronunciation all at once. You can use podcasts, movies, or YouTube videos.
The second technique is recording yourself. Speak on a topic or read a sentence, then listen. Notice where you can improve your clarity or speed.
Exactly. It's like being your own coach. You can compare your speech to native speakers and see the differences.
Third, practice linking words and contractions. Instead of saying every word clearly but slowly, connect words naturally like gonna instead of going to.
Fourth, use tongue twisters. They might sound funny, but they train your mouth muscles to move faster and clearer.
Yes, for example, try she sells seashells by the seashore. It's fun and useful.
And finally, practice speaking in chunks, groups of words instead of word by word. This makes your speech smoother and more natural.
Great tips. Remember, practice every day, even if it's just 5 minutes. Consistency is key.
Absolutely. The more you train, the more confident and natural you'll sound. Julia, before we finish, let's talk about something very important: mindset.
Yes, many learners get stuck because they fear making mistakes, but the truth is, mistakes are a natural part of learning.
Absolutely. When you're learning to speak fast, clear, and real English, it's normal to make errors. That's how you improve.
And here's the key. Don't try to be perfect. Be yourself. Your unique way of speaking is your strength.
Exactly. Real English isn't about sounding like a native speaker. It's about being confident and communicating your ideas clearly.
So, when you make a mistake, don't stress. Smile, learn, and keep going.
That positive mindset will help you speak more naturally and enjoy the process.
Remember, your English is your voice. Let it shine no matter what.
Wow, Julia, we covered a lot today, speaking fast, clear, and real. What's the big takeaway for our listeners?
The most important thing is to practice regularly and be patient with yourself. Speak clearly first, then add speed and natural style bit by bit.
Yes, and don't forget, making mistakes is part of learning. Every step forward is progress.
Absolutely. Keep listening to Real English, practice out loud, and enjoy the process. Your English will improve every day.
Remember, speaking English is about connecting with people and sharing your ideas confidently.
So keep speaking fast, clear, and real, and most importantly, keep being you.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We believe in you.
See you next time.